Good evening, everybody, and welcome to your Saturday night edition of the Toon Review, where, of course, it is Newcastle United versus Southampton match preview. Big game again at St James's Park tomorrow. They always are big games now in the run until the end of the season. And, of course, it's a big game for Southampton as well. Let's not forget that. Rooted to the foot of the table and in desperate need of getting some points, which may well... it could go two ways tomorrow. They could come out and really give an effort. But if we get the early goals again, then I'm pretty sure that we will secure the 3 points and keep going on our bid to reach the Champions League. Alex has had a haircut, everybody. Unfortunately, still looks like the invisible headphones are there, but it will improve in time. Don't worry. Billy looks like the milk tray man. Heating on tonight, Billy?
No, it's not actually. It's quite.
Yeah.
It's not cold here today, but when you get old, you have to keep yourself warm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Out delivering chocolates a bit later on. Yeah.
Well, I won't be delivering many of them, will I? Let's be honest. They won't get past my front doorstep if I had to deliver any chocolates.
Now, interestingly enough, Alex decided to share his haircut with the rest of the WhatsApp group today, and well, of course, he's had a little bit of a bantering session with our young Jack again, which he's. I mean, it seems to be a bit of jostling between you two at the minute as to who gets the better of each other, but it's.
I mean, there's not. I just say something and then Jack goes in. I'm not quite sure why. You've got nothing to prove, young lad. Just crack on with it.
Well, he obviously feels like he has to, Alex. He simply has to.
And it was Rachel who shared her haircut on that.
Well, it was Rachel
I was
first,
following
yes.
on. It wasn't just me popping selfies in the chat. That's not how that went. It was other people. And I also had happened to have a haircut today at the same time. So, there was context.
Indeed.
It's not just me throwing selfies in a group.
Fair enough. Spikes this evening, TDR family. Hope everyone's good. At home again, we need to do Southampton what we did to Spurs, keep our chances of Champions League alive. How are the lads and lasses? By the way, I'll just update everybody on the subscription count just before we get stuck into this show tonight. We are currently on 18,973. So we are 27 subscribers away, guys. 27 away from the magical 19,000. Very, very close. It's going to happen. So basically, everybody who is new to the show tonight, please do get that subscription hammered. And let's see if we can get to 19K, which would be a wonderful Saturday evening, everybody. Pedro says, Paul, I liked you. So do I get a mention? Kendo, good evening. James, good evening. Mr. Reactions, good evening to you. He says, plenty of shout outs today, please, Paul. People are on a wind up already. Wes says, happy haircut, Alex. Julie J, good evening. Barry the Beast is right in time for tea. Keem on. Seattle Geordie, good evening. Sean says, anyone else absolutely gutted Forest got beat today? It was looking good for Forest. It was looking very good. But as usual, football is a strange game, and it's strange how we were talking about this last night on the show, Alex, about leaving early. Brentford go and score very late on to win the game, of course. Just incredible. But that's the way the Premier League is. It's very cutthroat. It's very unforgiving at times.
Palace West Ham as well was many goals. Why leave?
Can I just say that penalty for Palace was a joke, by the way. I mean, if that's given as a penalty now, then every single challenge in the penalty area is going to be deemed a penalty. I mean, he literally brushed him. I can't understand how that was given as a penalty. Never in my wildest dreams.
I don't know
Well,
why you're surprised anymore. I think most of us are just numb to it now. After that Longstaff thing the other day.
I mean, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Thomas says, can someone explain the joke that was at the end of last night's show? We're not going back into that again because it'll set me off. And, look, it was hilarious. So it was a great ending to the show. I only just managed to end it because of that twat at the bottom there. But, he caught me out. Shamrock says, evening all about time Alex had a haircut. Only joking. I'm just jealous. Billy Milk Tray.
No, you are not wrong. It was long overdue.
Billy could actually have Milk as his middle name, couldn't he?
How do you know it isn't?
Well, fair enough.
Named after me dad.
Okay.
Milkman.
Tray.
Milkman.
Call Me Swift says, I happen to really like the haircut, Alex. It looks slick, mate. Well, it's good.
Does it like grey hair?
It's good. Oh.
What you do is I found a cheat. If I go for a skin fade, because I only get grey on the sides. Mm-hmm. If I have a skin fade, you just can't see that I've got grey hair.
Well, I
found a hack.
Hello.
I mean,
I can see grey.
Well, no, that's literally just been cut, so it's.
I can see grey.
But you got supervision.
Well, he's younger than us, so he probably has got better vision, to be honest with us. Johnny Vickers says, evening lads, mods and chat. 3 points this weekend again. 5-1 to the Toon. Don't think we can keep a clean sheet at the moment. I do against Southampton, but we'll come to that. Liston says, best Toon channel by a country mile. You'll be up at 100,000 subs in a year and a half. I'd love to think that's where we'll be. I would love it. Roger says, no beard trim, Alex.
Yeah, I had a beard trim.
Did you have your little shot of whiskey and everything there? No,
that's only on Thursday nights.
How did FIFA go?
They do FIFA and beer and whiskey.
How did FIFA go?
Oh, I didn't play anything.
No.
I think they had the Crystal Palace game on the telly, that's why.
Well, if anyone's wondering why Alex is groomed up, it's because his good lady is back from Poland for a few days. As we all know, she's just waiting for a visa to move here permanently. We're all wishing for that to go very swiftly and quickly and get Anya over into this country permanently. But obviously she's over for a few days, and Alex is rushing around doing the housework and grooming himself, making he looks sure he's presentable. Have you brushed the dog, Alex? More to the point.
Not for a few days, no. She's all right.
Godfather says, Alex and Jack have a boldish haircut. Alex is looking swift. I know, the normal bull.
Times have changed.
Alex, you never got back to me. How much do I have to pay to bounce?
But I've had it cut. I don't understand
you
the
never
joke
got back
anymore.
to me. You never got back to me.
I don't understand the joke anymore.
Come on, Alex. He has got his helmet on ready.
Yeah, he's got his helmet on.
Yeah, apparently.
Tom says, Jack, you might not be off grey hairs. I got my first grey patch when I was 21. Yeah, I wouldn't be so cocky, Jack. Up the A1 says, nearly missed this. Going to win tomorrow. Need a Brunel in. As last 3 games had a couple and wallop the opponents. Jock says, hit that subscribe button, guys. Indeed. And don't forget the like button as well. And of course, you can donate to the channel if you wish by hitting that $sign at the bottom of the live comments. And that will, of course, guarantee that you get your comment read out as well as helping out the channel. Rachel says, come on, please subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get that 19K tonight. Martin says, where's the screen on count on the screen? That's only for sort of watch-alongs and stuff and videos because I use different software to go live. I could really use that software here, but with 4 people on, I tend to just keep this.
It's hard to bring people on like Billy and me and Alex.
Exactly. Well, I could just do a mirror the camera, just put on the camera mirror and then use that for my broadcast in StreamYard. So there is a way, but I just don't. I tend to do everything through StreamYard for these ones. Newcastle new shirt sponsor will be Qatar Airways, giving us full value of £25 million. The same deal as PSG and Barca. This is because of the investigation of Newcastle being linked with the Saudi government. Well, nobody's confirmed it's Qatar Airways. I did put a tweet out asking if anybody else thought it might be Qatar Airways. There's some other companies in the running as well. But listen, until it's actually announced, nobody will ever know. I don't care what people say. They'll be in the know channels, of course, broadcasting, it's going to be this and that. We'll announce it when the club do. Thank you very much.
Seems a bit low to me as well.
Yeah.
I think it's odd that Qatar would be helping us out as well. Especially clubs.
Yeah, but you could understand it, Billy. Now they've sorted everything out between them, haven't they? So they're very much on speaking terms, the two countries now. So there wouldn't be it might be that this is sort of a kind of gesture from the Qataris, if it is Qatari Airways. You know what I mean? You don't know what's going on behind the scenes, do you? It's crazy. I'm not even going to attempt to read that username because I just can't. Hello, TTR gang. Finally catching a show. Love your content and really makes us foreign fans connect with the club more. Continue making amazing content and best of luck for the future. Thank you. I'll call you Vash. So there you go. I'll call you Vash because I wouldn't like to insult you by getting your name wrong. Simple as that, really. Anthony says, good evening, folks. Evening, Paul, Billy, Stato, and Jack. Nice one. Shout out is Bonnie Lad. No. Martin says, evening all. Shame Forest didn't win. Indeed. Julie J says, I upset the Spurs fans today, nearly crying when they saw my amazing green and white shirt. Oh, dear me. Robert says, good evening from the small island of Gozo. Gozo is, that's right. Christina says, hi there, it's Christina Geordie from Ashington, now in Tennessee.
Yeehaw!
Yes, indeed, Billy. Fuggy says, Alex, Fuggy crack. Google Fuggy crack. Please, no. No, I mean, yeah. Sophia says, hi, Paul, Alex, Billy, Jack, and TTR fam. And also thank you to everyone for defending me yesterday. You're quite welcome, Sophia. We will not have people like that on the channel at all. Utter knobheads. Who, if they think that women don't have a place in football, then they don't have a place on this planet, as far as I'm concerned. Absolute idiots. Call Me Swift said that Everton fan on Twitter saying we intimidated them at the match really pissed me off. I know, I saw that. I had to react to it. I mean, all the crap the Everton fans were dishing out before the game, the threats of violence, well, not just threats of violence, death threats, I guess some of them were. And it was ridiculous. And then for them to come out saying we intimidated them during the match, I mean, wow, incredible. Ryan, good to be back. Hello, everyone. Ryan, well done, matey. Congratulations to you on making it through to the Canadian Army, even though it was in Quebec. I'll let you off with it being a Frenchy Canadian, but absolutely wonderful news, Ryan. Congratulations. And absolutely buzzing for you, mate. Well done. I know it's been a very, very hard journey to get where you've got to, but you've done it, mate. So absolutely buzzing for you. So well done, buddy. James says, got to love Paul's rant, apart from when he looks like he's going to explode. Shut up, Billy.
It means when your face goes really, really red, it looks like you're about to.
That's called passion. And I will never lose my passion for Newcastle United. I like coffee. Good evening. Up there once this evening, mods and chatters. Hope everyone well. Wife got drinks on go already and forcing me. I'm sure she's forcing you. I'm really sure she's forcing. What was that noise? Oh, that's not the washing machine again, is it, Jack?
It's the bloody taps, and it's.
Yeah. Spacebar says, no need to thank us for that, Sophia. You dealt with him yourself. Yes, you did. It was a kid. Yeah, I wonder if he's gone away and done his homework on the laws. Brilliant reply. I like Alex. Class act. Never lowers himself to insulting others despite despite taking shit. Do you know that person, Alex? I mean, no. I don't think I've. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever insulted anybody. Billy?
Banter.
Very much banter. Very much banter. I don't insult anybody, neither does Billy. Paul Tully says, afternoon, everyone. Another Sunday kick-off and hopefully a good performance and win. Both teams in the same boat of a quick turnaround. More goals, please. Should be a cracker. Are you expecting any changes to the 11, Billy?
Yes, I do. I expect change on one of the flanks and probably defensively on the other one, but not too many. And up front as well. Sorry, I missed that one out.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't heard how Longstaff is, so we're not sure whether Longstaff will play tomorrow. I think if there's any doubt, then he won't play, which means I have a feeling that we'll see Isak on the left. I really genuinely believe that tomorrow, if Longstaff doesn't make it. Alex, are you expecting some changes? I mean, there's a lot of social media predictions going around saying that we're going to maybe go back to the starting 11 that played against Spurs, which you could understand that, given who he's left out on Thursday.
I 100% expect that. I don't think Longstaff will be injured. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I think the obvious changes are Murphy back in and Byrne back into the starting 11. I just think that's what he'll do. Because it is probably... I don't want to say it's a much balanced team. Did Isak start against Spurs? He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't. Oh, yeah.
So yeah. No Wilson. Because he started. I think they'll just rotate it. It's fine. Because they're all getting like Wilson and Miggy and all these kinds of players. They get sort of 60, then 30, or 30, or the other way around, and they're just rotating it. So they're all getting a reasonable amount of minutes. They're staying match fit.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's problems with things like Matt Target who aren't going to be match fit, but the rest of the sort of forwards and midfielders are getting really nice rotation. They're not getting overworked. It means we can play this sort of tempo. It's perfect.
Stephen says, I hope Alex got the weasel shaved and presentable for the young lady coming over.
No.
Why do our viewers lower the tone? Novik says, hi, Paul, Alex, Billy and Jack. How was the Brentford player's arm wasn't a mile offside? I haven't seen it, to be honest.
Well, the arm can't be offside because it's not scoring part of the body.
Wow, I didn't actually know that. Hey, I've got...
you did know that because we've explained that before.
Yeah, but if you'd have explained it, Alex,
you obviously just didn't listen.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, I've heard you say that before. So you've just... It must have been when you fell at that fifth step or down it. I can't remember which way you fell.
Over that gong.
The gong. Not a gong. I'm not bloody Japanese, man. I don't have a big gong in my house. Especially halfway up the bloody stairs. Yeah, just let everybody know I'm walking up the stairs. Let the kids know I'm coming to bed. So if you're not asleep, you're in trouble. Gong. Dear me. Tom says, rumours are that it is a property real estate company, but we'll just have to see. Where is Alex's Champions League background? It's there.
Behind him.
All right, yeah. Sorry, I'll just sit over here. And you can see it.
Alex's corner.
I heard Newcastle's new sponsor was the Toon Review. Listen, if I had 25 million to give to Newcastle, I'd be quite well off. Here's me thinking that the Toon Review was the new sponsor. No, we are happy. Because we're sponsoring Westerhope United under 9s next season. That's why.
Yeah, we can sponsor multiple things. Aramco's everywhere.
Well, very true, but we don't have the funds yet, Alex, to go around.
I'm sure these two teams wouldn't. They're not in danger of being in the same division. I wouldn't worry about that.
Indeed. John says, cracking commentary, Paul, when we took the Everton mob out. Thank you very much. Fuggy says, Fuggy crack is a crack around the back of the head in Old South Shields when you get a haircut. Only a South Shields thing, as far as I know. Interesting. Angelica says, listening in while cooking. My parents have travelled down from Newcastle. We're off to Devon for the week. Nice. I think she will have a lovely time. Ab says, moments like Isak's dribble, which is getting huge viewing numbers, could attract more overseas supporters. Yeah. Emirates is by far and away the biggest global brand from the Middle East. For sure, I can see another airline trying to catch up with that. Yeah. We're having the Toon Army USA National Piss Up in Baltimore this weekend. Got Toon fans coming in from all over the US for tomorrow's game. Wow, I'm sure you'll have an absolute blast with that. Indeed. Stiff Gators says Everton's fans were sending death threats to disabled fans and all sorts. Championship will suit them. Yep.
And yet they were getting intimidated by people in front of them. Real assassins, haven't they? Fucking hell.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Neverton got intimidated because they could sing out "Oh Anthony Gordon." Paul, you must be red-faced all the time then when you're with Susan. Ashington says Everton were just swinging their arms about, shouting abuse at our players, and they think their players trying to take our players' ankles out as time wasting. Oh, this time wasting thing's a load of bollocks, by the way. Honestly, there's so many clubs using that as an excuse. Anyway, back to tomorrow. Jack, are you expecting changes?
Yeah, 100%. From Eddie Howe starting 11 against Everton, it's pretty much a big indication to what he's going to do tomorrow in the starting lineup. Starting Wilson's obviously an indication that he's going to play Isak and he's resting Isak for the game. I think Murphy, yes, Almiron wasn't great against Everton, but that was his game. That was his first game back in quite a few weeks. So I think Murphy scored again. So I think Murphy will start, and he's been playing very well in the past few weeks. So I think Murphy will come in as well. I've not heard anything on Sean Longstaff, so I expect Sean Longstaff to be fitting well. So I'll start Sean Longstaff, and yeah, basically summing up the same starting 11 against Tottenham. I don't know why I didn't just say that, but.
Well, I mean, JB says, I reckon Gordon will start on the left tomorrow and Joe Linton or Willock rotated.
No.
I don't think so now because there's a week, isn't it, between games now? So we've got plenty rest periods. So
I don't something that's not broken. The Joe Linton and Willock combination is working so well for us. Yeah,
there's no way to leave them out. And I really don't want to see Anthony Gordon on the left. I want to see him on the right. But then again, he's not going to get on the right because Murphy's on fire. Swanky Wags says, love you guys. I was crying with laughter too after you finished last night. Oh, you're not the only one.
You weren't on your own. No, definitely not.
No. Peter says, evening lads, fantastic channel. You guys are amazing. I've just subscribed. Keep up the awesome work. Thank you very much, Peter. I really appreciate that. SC says, I agree, Paul. I go to the women's football to support the team. And even though I do find it a hard watch compared to men's footy, I need a few drinks. It is important to support them now and again. Listen, the football that the women play is getting there. It really is. I got quite a surprise when I went to the first ever game to watch them. I thought, that some of the football they played was really good. Some of the set pieces, they actually score from corners, I mean, that's something that doesn't resonate with the men's game at the moment, scoring from corners, but they're very good at them. But they are really great to watch. I'm going to start going to a lot more of the women's games next season. Definitely, they're really good to watch. Jan says ASM to watch the Toon for the rest of the season and learn. There's various things coming in about Maxi. I mean, Craig Hope's been reporting again that he thinks Maxi's done for the season. Now,
Eddie Howe said in his press conference that he's definitely not going to be involved this Sunday, but he may be involved in the next game.
Yeah, but he said that 2 weeks ago as well. He may be back. He may be back. He's just putting may or might in front of everything at the minute. So
he's not ruled him out. He's definitely said
no, he hasn't.
We hope to have him back soon. So I think a lot of the articles from all the journalists, I don't want to say that they're wrong, but that's not what Eddie Howe said with his own words. So.
Peter says, can I please ask Jack how much he's getting paid for wearing that wig, and does it need a drink of water?
Poor Jack.
No comment. Can I just ask, what do you want me to do with it then? Go on then. From Paul, it seems that Paul needs to gives me a lot of advice from a bold guy. But go on, Paul. What would you give me? Go on, Paul.
Just
explain. What would you want me to do?
Excuse me. Drop the tune, little man. Right? Because in fact, you'd find that it's Alex giving you more grief than me. I haven't said a bloody word.
Well,
right?
Alex is not giving me a price tag to bounce on his hair. So
I literally haven't spoken in this section. Not.
I honestly think.
What would you want me to do? What would you want me to do with my hair?
I honestly think you'd suit Jack. Like brush forward as it now, but the fringe spiked up.
Right, well,
like Gareth Gates 20 years ago, yeah?
No, Alex, just like
don't go like Gareth Gates whenever the stream.
Come in tomorrow. Full time analysis. Jack, comb forward.
Comb over.
Spiked up.
Comb over. I mean, if you want to go the comb over,
going to say comb over there.
Coming tomorrow. That's coming. So stay tuned. Subscribe.
About a few streaks. Bit of a back perm. All good.
Just go David Beckham. Why not? Just go for the mohawk.
Wow. Yeah.
Mhm.
Rani Granny says, an Everton fan threatened my disabled wheelchair-bound friend, told him he would break his arm so he would just go around in circles.
That's terrible.
You can't say that.
That is not allowed.
Iwani Granny, you're a bad one. You just can't.
KB, good evening.
That
Hope
doesn't
you're
even
well
make
and
sense
well.
anyway. That would only work if you broke one arm. That doesn't make sense.
Rachel says, what do you think? Did Little Arms tell his team to kick Gordon when he came on? What do you guys, have you seen the clip of it?
Yeah, I have.
What do you reckon?
I haven't seen clip. Where'd you find it?
Look, it's one of those that's impossible to prove because at the end of the day, Jordan Pickford could say he was suggesting anything. He could say, make sure you boot it out if it gets close to the box or do this. He could literally change it to anything. So it'll never be proven. But it does look a bit, the timing of it is a bit suspicious. And you guys might have read what I put in our WhatsApp group. For me, that if you see that as a fourth official or as a referee's assistant, whatever, you need to go and question that because it's a bit, pointing at Gordon on the sidelines and going over to one of your centre backs, and it does look like it, and that's it does feel like there's a bit of intent there. And the referee's job is to protect the players at the end of the day. That's his whole purpose for being there. So
yeah. Rani Granny is on fire tonight.
No more.
Alex got the Kim Jong-un hairstyle.
I can see that.
Has Kim Jong-un got a skin fade? I don't know. Do they do skin fades in North Korea?
Let's have a look.
Well,
They do skinning. They do skinning. It's not skin phase. I don't think they're watching, by the way.
I can confirm Kim Jong-un does have a skin fade, to be fair.
Shamrock says, does anyone think we are better without ASM? Aside from the Villa game, we just won 6-1 and 4-1.
He does.
Before Villa, we won 5-1 and 2-1 without him. Why are people busting for him to be back in the
Hang on a minute. Didn't he set up the first goal against West Ham and in the game before? He set up both first goals in the two fixtures on the trot.
Yeah, but I think Shamrock, I don't think, well, certainly from my point of view, I'm not itching for him to be back in the team. I think the team's doing fine without him. But what I did say about Maxi is he would be fantastic to have on the bench for the run-in. He can't get in the team at the minute because the way we're playing, you just can't just put him in and drop somebody who's been on fire.
He was in the team.
Well, he was, but that's how it works, Alex. You get injured, somebody takes their opportunity.
No, I get that, but he didn't get dropped because of his form. He was assisting every game he was
absolutely,
playing and then got injured.
But it's going to be hard for him to get back in the starting 11 again when he is fit. Ian says, Paul Merson said Isak's dribble down the wing was more to do with Everton's defence being poor than Isak's skill. I know, I saw it.
They don't like giving credit to Newcastle. That's just it. They don't like it.
Paul Merson certainly doesn't.
The man's a
great. Didn't even watch it.
Yeah, he's just
dribbling himself, wasn't he?
Dallas Schwartz says, awesome way the lads have been putting the hammer down in the last several matches. Keep the pressure on Manure for the third in the final table. Excited to see who will be the new shirt sponsor. Aramco for me. Yeah, but Aramco is Saudi. Is Aramco Saudi based?
It's an oil company, yeah.
Yeah, are they Saudi though?
I think so.
I know they're an oil company, Jack. I'm just wondering if they're like.
I'm just saying.
Thank you, Jack. I appreciate that piece of information.
No problem.
Yeah, Saudi Aramco. Yeah.
I thought they were. Spacebar thinks Jack should go for the Anthony Gordon look.
What, Claire Bolden?
Or Tom should say Jack should have his haircut like Keith Flint from The Prodigy. Oh, yes.
He's been dead for 5 years. That would be a very nice haircut.
Billy, for fuck's sake.
Well, he has.
Oh, dear. Ian says, Jack, we don't need there's something about Mary situation.
Oh,
I'm not doing a Keith Flint. No, I shan't.
Cleef?
No.
What did you say, Queef? That's even worse.
Keith Flint.
My God.
I am not going. No, not that.
Who's doing commentary tomorrow? It's Billy Bob on the commentary tomorrow. I will be at the game. I'm actually going to try and do a match day vlog tomorrow. I've just got my GoPro ready and everything and me wireless microphone. So I'm going to try and interview a few fans, have a vlog of the game. So see how it goes.
Don't hurt your neck, Paul.
Sorry, mate?
Just don't hurt your neck.
What? Moving on. Peter says, Paul, please don't start grooming Jack with his hair. And today I nearly broke both of my arms trying to hold a revolving door open for a lady.
Why don't you hold it with one hand?
Well,
Oh, God, with two.
Rachel says, good evening to North Korea.
I'm just picturing that revolving door. It's probably because you're holding on to a revolving door with both hands. What did you expect was going to happen?
I don't know. Jan says simply, Alex, be quiet.
Be quiet, apparently. Whatever that means.
Typo. He has one of them delayed keyboards where he just doesn't type the word. Type the letter.
Jim, good evening. He says there was no protection from the ref for any Toon players during the Everton game. Absolutely. There were some shocking channels. Tom says, I think Alex is... Oh, God, I know. I think Alex's haircut is more South Korean than North Korean. Soul glow. Oh, very clever, Tom. Very clever. Well, the fireworks worked, says Football Matters. Stiff Gator saying, how does Paul Merson have a job on Sky? That's what I tweeted out. I said, get this idiot off the television. He's absolutely just shocking. How some of the others lost their jobs and they actually kept Merson on, which I will never, ever quite understand.
It's purely just because of friends. You know, we get this all the time. There's been a lot of conversations about this recently, about when these ex-pros have got nothing else to say, they'll just say, oh, well, I've played the game and you haven't. That's ultimately what they will return to. When the funny thing is I would imagine the majority of the data analysts, a lot of the scouting, and all of the people behind the scenes working for the club, and all of the Premier League clubs, I might add, haven't played professional football, and they are vital, and they know what they're talking about because they're part of Premier League projects that are all in the Premier League and in the top 20 clubs in the country. So it's just a cop-out. It's because they have rubbish opinions.
I think Soccer Saturday is going to take a massive loss next year with Sterling gone.
Well, do you know what, Billy? I'll sit there with Phoebe. If I'm in on a Saturday afternoon, me and Phoebe will sit and watch the BT one. I find it much more entertaining. You know, so they've taken the mantle for me on Soccer Saturday. It's just not the same anymore.
Sky have got a panel there. Chris Boyd never played in the Premiership, played for Rangers, played for Middlesbrough in the Championship, I think. Clinton McKenzie, can't think what's his first. It's Clinton, isn't it? Is it Clinton?
Clinton Morrison.
Clinton Morrison, yeah. Clinton McKenzie was a boxer. Yeah. Clinton Morrison, Crystal Palace never played in the Premiership. I don't think he played for Coventry. How is he commenting on Premiership football? Because never involved in it.
Listen, they're on a downhill slope, and of course Jeff Stelling's leaving at the end of the season. So
yeah, that's it.
Cammy's gone. Cammy went last year as well. So
yeah, well, Cammy's got a horrible speech illness, hasn't he? But he's actually, I listened to him yesterday. He does a podcast with Ben Shepherd, getting all the old footballers on, and you can tell his voice. His voice is improving. Bless him, it's getting better now. He's doing a lot to manage his illness. So yes, it's a lot slower than it used to be. But hats off to him for still going, because he could easily just fade away and disappear and not do anything. But he's right there. So I love Cammy, me. I absolutely love Chris Kamara. Brilliant. Peter Proudlock, thank you very much for your £10 super chat. Much appreciated, buddy. He says, anyone fancy Isak to get a hat-trick tomorrow? He's due one and deserves one too. I think they'll be looking at scoring quite a few goals tomorrow, if I'm openly honest. The way we've been playing, I think our goal difference could certainly, widen again, which will be fantastic. Of course it would. Francisco, hello. Hello, my boyos. The only thing that would have topped off last night's show would have been a clip of Paul and his gong trip to the Benny Hill tune. Love you all, and the chat and mods. Miss you all. We miss you too, buddy. And I know you've had a little bit of a dig at me there, Francisco, but I'll let you off with that one. And I really genuinely hope you're well out there, matey. And we need to see you soon, buddy, because we miss you, man. Anders says, why do anyone listen to Paul Merson? He's a joke. And sadly think he is on drink or drugs all the time. He also said Bruno was a bad player. He is Sky Sports' own special clown. Yes. He is a special clown. Logan says, are you wearing your hoodie, Paul? I will to the match tomorrow. I haven't got it on at the minute, obviously. That's why it says Castoria. JB says, no such hair worries for Paul. He's walking around like a well-worn tennis ball. Sophia says, the banter between you four is hilarious. Thank you. Listen, we love each other, really, but that's what, if we sat and tried to be serious for a whole show, what is the point? People would get bored. That's why I think people genuinely like this channel, like watching, because it cheers them up. We have a laugh. We're close to the line sometimes, or Billy is very close to the line sometimes. But I think, people like that. We have the serious chat about football as well, but we have a good bit of banter as well, and a good laugh. That's what we're about on this channel, really, and we always will be.
When you said it was close to the line, I thought we could go down the Paul Merson route again then.
No. Clive says, what do you mean you can't just drop someone when they're playing well? Yet the Everton game, he dropped Isak for Wilson. If that's not favoritism, I don't know what is. Clive, come on. We got 3 games in 7 days, man. This is what we're talking about. This is what you've got to get used to next season if we're, for European football. Players are going to be rested. He wasn't dropped. That's the thing.
Play Isak for 60 matches next year. So
yeah.
And watch him break again.
Isak and Murphy weren't dropped. Neither was Dan Burn. They were rested because of the games that we have coming up.
All of them came on as substitutes.
Yes, they did, indeed. Andrew says, I've just seen the 5 Mackhams have been arrested for trying to take fireworks into the stadium. Well, they got away with it today. Somehow they're still in the playoff hunt. Coventry City, though, Bilbo.
Just need a point.
30,000 there today.
Yeah, biggest attendance at that stadium for a league match. And if they just need a point at Middlesbrough next week, and if they do that, they're in the playoffs.
Hey, I'd love to see Coventry City back in the Premier League. I mean, how many years is it they've been out of it? I mean,
2001 they went down.
I mean, that'd help stabilise the club financially, just getting back in the Prem. Even if they went straight back down, the money from that, it would be fine. It would help stabilise them significantly, and then they could build, and it would be very important.
They've got a very good manager, whether he's Championship quality or not. We'll see.
Is it still Mark Robbins, isn't it?
Yeah, he's done brilliant for him. He really has.
He's done
got a bit of a Steve Cooper vibe about him. He's not really quite good enough for the Premiership. We'll see. We'll see, because he's a very good motivational manager.
Yeah.
And Jock Fresh was brilliant today, by the way. Watched it earlier. I think.
Yeah. Seen that message, yeah. Newcastle linked with him, of course. Steven says, have you thought about doing a weekly Premier League review show in future seasons? Would be good to have some chat about our rivals. We've done that. We've done that, and it doesn't get very good views, to be honest.
Yeah, other channels do it, and about 10 watching.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to get very good views to do a Premier League. Look, we'll talk about other Premier League teams on the show, on the shows that we do, but a dedicated Premier League show doesn't pull in the numbers. It's pointless, really, because they don't get as many views as what other shows get. Like Billy said, other channels have tried it. It just doesn't get any views. I mean, that could be the way it's presented. I don't know, but for us, we'll see. I mean, obviously, we have to keep, doing shows and changing with the times and stuff.
It's going to get more challenging next season for us anyway as a channel, because we are going to qualify for some kind of European football, whether that's Champions League or Europa League. So doing previews and reviews and watch-alongs and fitting everything in together is going to be a whole new challenge. So, yeah, it'll be good.
Certainly is. Tom says BT are getting rid of theirs at the end of the season. Apparently, they're also going to be called TNT Sports next season. I know they're going to be called TNT. I think they're just revamping it, though, Tom. They'll still have it, but obviously that'll be revamped as well. Alex, do you have any graphics?
I do. Bear with me 1 second.
Jim says, RIP Soccer Saturday. It will die like Soccer AM. Football Matters says, great show as always, lads. Thank you very much.
See, Ted Lasso was Soccer AM this morning.
You what, buddy?
Ted Lasso was on Soccer AM this morning with Coach Beard.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that. I also noticed that Paddy McGuinness nailed the competition.
Oh, that volley.
Top bins.
Oh, wow.
Incredible.
And then Ted Lasso missed the penalty and lost them all money.
He did, yeah. Dave Bullman says, agree, Paul. BT much better. Sky shits and Statistic, etc. Gone. Merson's a clown. How did he last? And Morrison is useless. I just don't get it. Football Matters is going with a 4-0 win tomorrow. Right, let's have a look at Stato's prediction for Southampton, see how they might line up. Take it away, Stato.
Well, this is whose is it? FOTMob's predicted lineup. SofaScore thinks it's going to be something completely different. So a lot of the websites are all contradicting each other on the predicted Southampton lineup. SofaScore think that Walcott's going to start along with Perraud. I'm not sure how we say the fullback name. The one that Perraud. Yeah, he normally the one that plays quite well against us, but never seems to start. It's bizarre.
He scored against us in the away game, didn't he?
Yeah, he looks pretty good. So this is what they think is going to be. This is what FOTMob thinks, although SofaScore contradicts that. I still can't see how this team's bottom of the Premier League. I think they're rather unfortunate. Salisu is out injured. Obviously, Livramento got that cruciate ligament right at the beginning of the season. Very, very unfortunate. Maybe something we can look into. Dan Ashworth maybe. I'm not particularly scared of this. I think we just need, as long as we've got our shooting boots on, we should be fine. They have quality in terms of like Walker Peters if he wants to turn up, Lavia as well, and with Ward-Prowse, depends how they get on. Adams is a competent forward, but having a poor season, only 5 goals, struggling a little bit. I do think Che Adams is a good striker though. I think he reminds me a bit like Troy Deeney. I think he's when he's all right, he's a Premier League standard, but I think he's on the cusp. I think he's kind of like a modern day Dwight Gale. Is he good enough? Is he not good enough? Alcaraz is also very, very tidy. Predicted lineup is in a 4-4-2, old school. If we go over and have a look at the bench and injuries. Sorry, my dog's barking. I don't know what's wrong with her. So Walcott, Onuachu, Sulemana, Perraud, are we saying, and Kaleta Carr, the Murphy waved off bye-bye defender, this, that guy. So I'm surprised they're not going with a bit of Sulemana and Onuachu. Now, these two, I'm really surprised they're not playing anymore because I think these two would be a lot more difficult for us to handle. So Onuachu is this guy, and he is 6'8". He's enormous, and is not bad. 16 goals he got in Genk before he arrived in January.
Gonk. Sorry, I thought you said Gonk there as well. I had a cold shiver down my spine there.
So he's played most of his football outside of the top 5 leagues in Europe. He's played in Denmark and Belgium, but has always brought in a healthy number of goals. Was on course for possibly a 30-goal season, or 25, 30-goal season in Belgium, but decided to move to the Premier League. I think he'd cause us a few issues, especially coupled with Sulemana over here, who this is somebody that we were linked with in the summer. Obviously, we didn't end up going for him. All of these players, you never know, we might revisit because it's very likely Southampton are going to go down, especially if we win this game. I think that's the final nail in the coffin. They are right. They're rooted to the bottom of the table. And if we do scroll down and have a look at his statistics as a midfielder, 3.55 successful take-ons. So they do have a few dangerous players. That's us. There we go. This is them. So then they're no joke. They're just strangely coached. They were transitional again. They sacked Angry German Man, and then it never got replaced properly. Their interim manager was a bit funny, and it's just all gone a bit wrong. But they do have some tidy players, and there will be an absolute fire sale when they go down, and I do think they will go down. But I think this is not too scary. We just obviously have to be careful of Ward-Prowse, and if they tactically do something we're not set up for, like the big 6'8" Onuachu, if they do something a bit surprising, they might catch us off guard. But if we go to their statistics, they're only 19th in the Premier League for goals scored per match at 0.8, but they're conceding on average 1.7. So this, best case scenario for them, if it goes down to averages, we beat them 2-1. And I would like us really to keep a clean sheet in this game. It would be frustrating if we didn't. We're at home. For expected goals as well, really, really struggling. So bottom of the league for expected goals with only 31.6. That's extremely low. Only 4 clean sheets all season. They are just massively struggling, and you can see why they're down the bottom of the table based on statistics. Low possession, low shots on target, not creating many chances, missing. Well, to be fair, they're not missing many because they're not creating many. They're just far too low in everything. XG conceded, although they've not really given away that many penalties, to be fair to them. but I just don't think they're going to have enough. Really, I would be really disappointed if we didn't take 3 points from this game. But that being said, we've got to respect Southampton because the Premier League is improving so much at the moment, year on year, that 5 to 10 years ago, the teams at the bottom were absolute dross. We've had some terrible teams, like some of the old Fulham teams in recent seasons, and West Brom teams have been absolutely garbage. Whereas nowadays, you feel like there's a bunch of them in the bottom 5 that have got some really decent players. Ward-Prowse making England appearances. Lavia's come from the City Academies, really, really tidy. So a lot of these are really decent pros, but it's just not worked for whatever reason.
You said this quite a lot this season, haven't you, Alex, about the players that Southampton have, yet they just can't combine as a team and just can't get it right.
Yeah, it's strange. I think it's unfortunate. I think it's the board's fault. I think the managerial merry-go-round, I think they twisted and they should have stuck. I think it's gone wrong. They needed to stick with a bit of a blueprint. It doesn't matter if it's not the style of football they want or it's not quite working. But it's caused them to get relegated, and this could ruin Southampton as a Premier League club for a while. Because if they lose Ward-Prowse, Lavia as well, I'm pretty sure has a buyback clause for Man City. So if they go down, Man City are just going to go, "Ooh, thanks for developing our player. We'll take him straight back."
Yeah.
So they're going to probably lose 5 or 6 of their best players, and then they might get stuck in the Championship. And you never know if it really goes wrong, they might do a double drop and do a Sunderland.
Well, they've done it before, haven't they? They've done it before. Southampton have done that before when they've dropped the League One.
I feel for Southampton. I like them as a club. I think they're a good club. I think they've been run reasonably well in the last 5 years. It's just a shame, kind of what's happened this season. I think it's the board's fault. Not. Although you've got to, obviously some of the blame's got to go to the players, of course. But
I'm surprised. Surprised Lianco isn't on that team sheet because he had a storming game against Arsenal last Friday, unless he's injured. I can't see him on there. The Brazilian centre half is a bit of a dirty bugger.
Well, this is a predicted lineup, and see, it doesn't give me a predicted bench. That's the problem with some of these websites. You don't get predicted benches. So yeah, Lianco as well might play, and obviously this is the predicted 11 for us. So this is what we said at the beginning of the stream that Byrne, Murphy, and Isak would probably come back in. Although Paul thinks Isak might maybe appear on the left. And just for the sake of
only if Longstaff isn't fit, Alex. That's the only change I see happening. If Longstaff isn't fit, then Joe Linton back into the midfield and Isak on the left.
Well, there you go. There's ours. I always keep that open. No changes. I think that's the most probable lineup. I'm not saying that's what I'm gonna say when we do the predicted lineups later, but I think that's the most probable lineup is just those 3 coming straight back in. It means we'd have a bench that's got Miggy and Gordon and Wilson on it. Those are 3 good substitutes to bring on, really aggressive. It'd be nice if we can score some early goals and maybe give some more minutes to a player like Anderson. It would be good. Because, we thought at one point in the season he was going to get a bit of a run. And obviously, his first start for the club, Pope got that red card. It was very unlucky. And yes, I know Maxi's on the bench on this. We'll move him away. But there you go.
Yeah, very, very interesting for me. I mean, look, I've already said I think we'll wallop Southampton tomorrow. I'm not going into this game with any fear. What I will say is Southampton are fighting for their lives. So they may start really strongly, Southampton, and try and get something. But if we get a goal or we start the way we did last time out at St James's, I don't hold any chance for Southampton at all. Couple of super chats came in there during Alex's graphics. Mark Mullins, thank you for your £10 super chat. He says, evening all, hope everyone is well. Looking forward to another 3 points tomorrow. And the banter on here is hilarious. That's what makes it the best channel by far. Are we on TV tomorrow? If so, what channel? No, we're not. There's other 2 o'clock kickoff. I think it's Fulham Man City actually that's on the TV. But hey, Billy will be commentating live, play-by-play commentary. Be in the chat, and Billy will share the game with you with his commentary. Samsonite Doves, thank you for your 50 Danish kroner. He says, to be honest, the channel is called the Toon Review, so I'm not surprised that shows that doesn't have a definite Newcastle angle don't get many views. How are the lads? Yeah, people try and go in different directions, and it sometimes doesn't work. Gary says Pompey fans will be hoping for a cricket score tomorrow. I mean, Jack, obviously, we want to win the game, and we want to win the game in style. But I guess this stage of the season, as we've said in the last few games, it's all about getting the 3 points, isn't it?
Yeah. Saying that we're going to go out and stuff them tomorrow, that may well happen. But you can't be too predictable because, like you said, Paul, Southampton are fighting for their lives. So don't underestimate Southampton because they are a good side. But obviously, I think we are going to beat them by a long stretch. But I'm just saying, 3 points very, very, very important at this moment in the career, not just for us, but for Southampton as well, because they're trying to get up the table. We're trying to ensure we get top 4. These 3 points for both sides are vital.
Yeah. Paul says, not sure rebenching Wilson is sustainable. He definitely seems to get pissed off, and with Europe incoming, I can't see him being happy continuing to do that.
Well, you can't.
It's interesting. He did score 2 goals against Everton, so putting him on the bench, is that fair? Isak scored 2 the game before that and was put on the bench, so I don't think... Look, Callum Wilson has to get used to that. He's not one of the younger players anymore. And certainly if we're going to go into the Champions League, you can bet your bottom dollar that we will probably be searching for a couple of, I'm not saying an out-and-out striker, but we'll certainly be searching for another few attacking players next season because the squad needs to be just a whole squad of quality because of what we'll be competing in next season.
What Paul was saying there about the European thing, I actually disagree. I think it's the opposite to that. I think the fact we've got European football will give them more games. I think that'll...
Well, yeah, you could look at it that way. Yeah, that's not a bad point, actually. But you know what? Eddie's the boss, and Eddie will go with who he thinks is good enough to win the game tomorrow. I have a feeling that he's going to repay those guys that blew Tottenham away by playing that side. That's why he made the changes at Everton, because he gave some players a rest. But look, players are full of confidence now, whether they're coming off the bench or they start the game. They're all confident, and tomorrow will be no different. Yes, obviously, Callum will be disappointed if he doesn't start the game, but he realizes, I'm sure, as a professional footballer, this is a team game and a rotation game. When we come to being a bigger club like we want to get to, he'll want to have that. That would be... It's inevitable, really, that we're going to do that. So, he's just going to... It's something that he's going to have to get used to. We're currently on 18,796 now. So 24 subscribers still away from 19K. So if you are new to the channel, guys, please do hit that subscribe button. Absolutely hammer it now if you're not subscribed. And we may hit 19K tonight, with what's remaining of the show. There's only about 20 minutes left of the show, guys, so 25 minutes, so please hammer those subscriptions if you aren't already there. We've got another 5 Singapore dollars from Keith Lee. We can be confident but not complacent and underestimate other teams, and I love you, Clover. Okay, he loves Clover. What the hell is Clover?
Don't spread it around, though, will you?
Well, yeah. Swanky Wags says, from something Pope said earlier, Isak is insane in training. I can imagine, actually. I can really imagine him.
Yeah, well, because in training, you're not always constrained, are you? In a match, you've got certain defensive duties and things you have to do. You've got to respect the manager's plan and decisions. Whereas sometimes in training, they'll be playing little games and he can just do what he wants, like footwork and tricks and everything. I bet it's crazy. Open train. Imagine if we could get to see an open training. They might do one possibly in the summer where they do maybe a training session where you can come to St James's and watch. I mean, they've done that before.
They have.
Trolling the chat.
Hang on a minute. Let me see. Oh, is that from Angie?
Yeah, 2 or 3. Been pretty trolley.
Are they Saints fans or are they just...
No,
just an arsehole troll.
Idiots, yeah. Foxy says, European games means Wilson will get a good amount of games next season. Don't see him wanting out unless we sign another centre forward.
My point exactly, Foxy.
Rotation and keeping players fresh for the Arsenal game, says David. Yep, they've got a week to prepare for that as well. So Soli says, with my missus tomorrow, matey, she always has Sundays off, so we watch together. Don't see her much through the week. Good for you. Excuse me. Arthur says, rotation of the squad is the main issue for Reddy to deal with next season. Yeah, but it'll be, I'm sure Reddy wants that more than anything, to be honest. He just wants to have that opportunity to have all those players at his disposal. Ab says, if Callum wants to play European football, he should and will expect rotation.
Be fine, guys. I don't know why everyone's panicking. There's some absolute dross in the Champions League. I wouldn't worry about it. Have you seen how good we are?
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. It's crazy, really. When you
don't have to play Bayern and Real Madrid every fixture. That I know the Champions League is really difficult, but that's not every fixture. I said this last week. I've still got the tab open from that. In all the groups, you've got Maccabi, Haifa, Copenhagen, Celtic, Dinamo Zagreb, Marseille. Like, we can beat those teams. Why can't, if we can beat, Tottenham and Chelsea and all of these, we can beat those other teams as well. It's doable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe not Real Madrid, but
yeah. Vash, I've seen your other comments as well, Vash. So, Paul, your content means a lot, and you guys are like my second family. I'm currently a pre-med student here in India, so I have no money to donate, but I swear I will donate once I start earning. The fact that you're here, Vash, that's enough for us, man. Don't worry about it. If you can only donate if you can. Chris Murray says, I'm hoping Big Joe can get a brace tomorrow. Be lovely to have 4 players on double figures. Never been known. Absolutely. And I think he will get into double figures this season. Just
deserves it.
Yeah, he absolutely does. David says, Wilson isn't going nowhere. He knows he's injury prone to be our only Isak replacement.
That sentence is a mess, mate. Write that again. That's terrible.
Yeah, I can't read that. Mrs. Stato, Mother Stato's in the house. Your hair looks lovely, Alex. You can always rely on Mother Stato to come through. Right, we are about to do the predictions, but somebody wants to give us a bit of motivation for tomorrow. So Daisy's up for the game, no doubt about it. She's ready to rock. Absolutely. Ball Geordie says, great show, lads. I believe that tomorrow's game decides our Champions League. A win should be enough, but a loss would give other teams impetus to push. Our fans at the game will win it for us. Well, you're guaranteed there'll be a tremendous atmosphere in there again. It's sold out again, I believe. So
always is.
Yeah, it's literally impossible to get tickets. So, right. Jack, what's your lineup for tomorrow?
Same lineup as the Spurs one.
Okay, straightforward enough. Billy?
Yeah, I agree with that. Same lineup as the Spurs one.
Alex?
Same.
Incredible.
Go on, put Isak on the wing. Go on.
No.
Don't ruin it, Paul. We've got all 3.
No, there's no need for that, like Alex. There's no need for the bitchiness. What I will say is, I will agree with the guys. I think that's going to be the team lineup tomorrow. Having said that, Eddie could swing curveballs. You just never know with Eddie Howe. And also, if Longstaff doesn't make it, then I would see Isak on the left. That is the only change I would see. But I'm going with the other guys with the Spurs lineup.
I do like that idea, by the way. I do think that could be really interesting. I don't think it will happen against Southampton.
Because Wilson, because it's such it's like a superpower. Wilson's an out-and-out number 9. And Isak is a very skillful striker that can finish and dribble, like he showed against Everton.
He's
having Wilson
forward.
So having Wilson, who is a poacher, who is a proper number 9, and having Isak on the wing is very, very useful. Having 2 strikers on the same pitch, but one is very versatile. So I think that would work. I think it could work. But it's whether Eddie Howe would want to do that. Of course, it's what we would like, but things with a predictor 11, you're predicting what Eddie Howe would do.
You've also not got a centre forward to sub on then, because they're both on the pitch.
Yeah.
That's the downside of it.
Yeah. Alex05, thank you for your £5 super chat. This is just catching the stream now. We'll come back and watch from the start. 9-0 tomorrow. Actually 9-1, since we can't keep a clean sheet for our life at the moment. JR Peacock, welcome to Members Club, matey. Thank you for signing up to the membership and your support of this channel. Really appreciate that. A lot of 3-1s, 4-0s, a lot of big scores in the chat at the minute. Jack, what's your score prediction?
Well, I think, was it the Everton preview? I said that I've got a bit of luck streak going on here. I think I went 2-0 with an Isak brace for the Tottenham game. We won 6-1. And then I went Isak again, brace 2-0, and then won 4-1 against Everton. So you know what? Screw it. I'm doing it again. I'm doing it until we get a bad result. So I'm going 2-0 Isak brace again because it seems to be giving us some good luck. So I'm doing it.
2-0.
2-0 Isak brace.
Okay.
Love the
I know
science behind that.
I know some of you might think well, only 2-0, but it's giving me good luck, so I'm doing it.
Fair play, chap. You stick with it. It's working.
Absolutely. We're 22 away from 19,000 now, guys. So please, if you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button. Come and be part of this incredible community and help us keep rising and rising like Billy used to on a Friday and Saturday night when he was out clubbing. Right. Billy, what's your score prediction?
Well, I've got to say, I've got a little bit of nerves about this one. I'm not scared, but just a little bit of apprehension. Yeah, because we played Southampton 3 times this season, and every time they've given us problems. We might beat them 4-1 at St Mary's in the league, but they had a higher XG than us, if I remember rightly. Alex, is that right?
Yeah, we did
at
very
St
well.
Mary's.
We did very well at St Mary's.
It was a ridiculous result for the actual game. I think it was Botman's worst performance of the season, actually. His passing was, I remember it being appalling that day. The League Cup game away, Carabao Cup game away was probably our best performance against them this season. We're hanging on for dear life against them in the home leg, and whether that's the pressure of trying to get to Wembley or not, it's their last chance to win tomorrow.
Yeah, so that was away at St Mary's in the league. Yeah, they did out XG us. You're right. They had a lot more possession as well.
Yeah, so I mean, last chance to lose Southampton tomorrow. They're going to be up for it. However, we have got a lot more quality than them, and we're so close to where we want to be. So I think we'll win. I'm going to say 2-0 as well. I'm going to say Joe Linton and Isak.
No, ignore that. That was last season's because Fraser's in the starting lineup. Wrong one.
Geordie Boy says, Stato, does your mum do your hair? If so, she could have a go at Jack's.
Oh my God.
No is the answer to that.
Okay. Tony, good evening. Hope you're well, matey. Cannot see us blowing it tomorrow, says David. Alex, what's your score prediction?
3-1. I agree. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet. I think something will go wrong. But I still think we've got enough to score at least 3 goals, and I think we will score 3. I'll go conservative with it. I think we're going to cause a lot of problems down their right-hand side, our left. I think Joe Linton and Willock with the way they're playing at the moment, and they've got Maitland-Niles as their right back. Ward-Prowse as their wide cover, potentially. I don't see good things from that. I think we're going to be all over them on that side. Willock is playing like a man possessed at the moment. Joe Linton, again, thrives off the crowd. I can just see it. I can just see us absolutely annihilating them on that left side. And Murphy working hard if he starts, or Miggy working hard if he starts.
Yep, indeed.
3-1.
3-1. Your scorers?
I'm going to go with Joe Linton, Willock, and an Isak goal.
Okay. Steph Gators makes a good point here. Southampton can't afford to sit back and play for a draw. It's useless for them. They need wins. So I think that'll suit us down to a T with our counter-attack. I think it'll play right into our hands.
I think they'll stay in the game as long as possible. I think it's nonsense as well. I think they'll stay in the game as long as possible and maybe towards the end push on a bit.
Can they take the risk to do that, though?
They have to. If they get all out and start, they'll get battered.
No, but
if they try and match us, they're going to get slaughtered.
Well, they tried to match us in the they tried to do it in the second leg of the cup, and they almost did.
But we are considerably better now.
Yeah, we weren't playing well then. I can't get that. Yeah,
we were out of form. We've got a lot of players back to full fitness, and we're playing a lot better. Recent form's great. I think we're a different beast to what we were post World Cup, and we're even a different beast to what we were sort of start of the season. So
yeah,
I'm
Matthew,
pretty sure
thank you for your £2 super chat, matey. Sorry, Jack.
One thing, Eddie, I was going to tell the lads tomorrow, especially the defenders, don't give away silly silly fouls on the edge of the box because I think James Ward-Prowse is a little bit doubtful apparently to an illness, but if he does play,
He is, yeah.
Be very, very careful about silly free kicks on outside the box because they've got James Ward-Prowse on that pitch potentially.
Ward-Prowse will play though, even if he's a doubt, because this is the business end of the season. They need
that's
players.
That's absolute for him.
Yeah, it is.
So don't give away silly free kicks
And he's the captain.
in dangerous areas.
And Stuart Armstrong's also a very good player against us. Always causes problems.
Yeah, he causes havoc, doesn't he? Sometimes. I like Coffee says Gordon would definitely score his first goal against Southampton. Matthew says I meant to put a message with a super chat, but whoops! Was going to say thanks for the review yesterday. Does Richard need a shout out?
You shout him out now.
Yeah.
You know what's short for Richard, don't you?
Yes. That's why sometimes when you drive past a car that maybe pulls out in front of you, say and the kids are in the car, then I just call them a Richard head instead.
Richard Cranium.
Yes, absolutely. Right. Well, I'm going slightly different to you guys. I'm going 5-0 tomorrow. I think we're going to stuff them. I'm really confident. It's lovely to be able to sit here and say I'm confident of beating the team 5-0 and things like that, rather than think, it's going to be a close draw against Southampton. I think we're going to go out tomorrow, we're going to turn it on again, and we're going to blow them out the water. Yes, they've got good individual players. However, I think tomorrow, you got a problem with the Geordie accent now, Alex, have you?
No, it was great. I was admiring it, not mocking it.
That's all right then. So I think 5-0 for me. I can't see it being anything else. I think Isak's going to get another couple of goals. I think Big Joe will get another one, and
don't do it.
That's
Eddie Murphy. So Eddie Murphy on the wing?
No, I don't think Eddie Murphy's going to score. You're a bunch of bastards. I think
Manquillo.
No. I've got a sneaky suspicion Willock will get one, and Sven Botman will get the 5th.
Go on, Sven.
With a power header, just to make it 5-0, and then all the lads will jump on him. The crowd will go wild because it's his first goal for the Toon.
I think the only one good header he's had this season is that one against Fulham that Leno tipped onto post. Is that?
Yeah.
No, he has hit the crossbar like 3 times.
He has hit the crossbar. Yeah.
Many of our defenders have been unlucky in headers. To be fair,
that's
another one. Dan Burnett.
Didn't Bruno not one in from his header that was going in?
Yeah, Brentford. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
But you never know. Maybe Fabian Schär might want a bit of redemption after that disallowed goal.
Indeed. Alec View says Paul's a bit raggy than he. I'm not a bit raggy. It's just you have to work with these people, right? Who nitpick and dig at you.
I'm not shouting. You're shouting.
You do lose your rag with them from time to time. It's all right for them just sitting there. I've got computers all over the place here trying to do a live stream, and these are just sitting there, just talking about gonks and stupid things. But hey, if they want to be like that, then that's fair enough. Just
have to bring the gong on one night, and I'm not a ventriloquist, by the way. You have to bring the gong on one night. Show us it. Just put it on your desk.
Interesting.
You can see it. It could be like a little mascot for us.
Yeah.
Put it in a little Toon shirt.
Blah.
Might be very good friends with Daisy.
Blah. Why would he be friends with Daisy? Why would a gonk be friends with a cow?
Why not? 2023.
If they want to identify as a cow gonk, Mr. and Mrs., then there's no problem with that, is there?
Whatever. Well, we're not finished tonight, guys, because we've got a couple of players to look at that have been linked with Newcastle. So a little bit of a 10-minute transfer thing here for you as well before we leave you. Well, you should have had that ready, Eddie. Alex, that's not very professional. Ready, Eddie?
Crazy little thing for love.
I did not say Eddie. JP says, how does Paul suffer these people? He must have the patience of a saint. Will Paul show us his gonk?
We want to see your gonk. And I'm not a ventriloquist.
No. It's just no. Alex, do we have to wait much longer here?
Yeah, I didn't have anything up. Sorry, you've just transitioned like immediately. Yeah.
Mrs. Toon Review has answered back steady on, Rach.
Comment above that was our mate, wasn't it?
No, Susan. Oh, Richard's back. Just so you know, I did all that asking for shouts out deliberately, just so you would talk to me, and mention my name on stream. Obviously, worked as viewers are still talking about it. Well, thank you, Richard. What a guy. Susan loves my gonk. Thank you very much. Alex?
I've just come in. I've just come back and I've heard that.
Well, I'm passing time because I'm waiting for Alex to get his shit together because he's just, I don't know what the hell's going on here.
I got it.
I come back and you go, Susan loves my gonk.
Right.
First thing I hear.
So let's get this up. So we were linked with a new centre half. I don't think we've been linked with him yet. So, and this is somebody that's Sanjay on Twitter. Again, if you don't follow.
Well,
Sanjay.
That's a very interesting screen there, Alex. I know him really well.
So, yeah, Sanjay on Twitter has done a bunch of stuff on this. If you don't follow Sanjay, go give him a follow. And he'll do little comprehensive stat breakdowns of who we could possibly want and why and who fits positions we're looking for. And I think he's done a couple of little reports on who could be an understudy to Fabian Schär. He's done right-sided young centre-half, similarly to how we were looking for sort of Botman before we got him. And this guy always comes up in all the scouting reports whenever you look for sort of a young, competent centre-half, right-footed, fits the bill. So Jean-Claude Todibo, I think. I thought it was Tobido. I didn't know it was Todibo. I got my
Tobido.
Yeah, I thought it was either way. It's not. It's Todibo.
Not going to be Toobie-Doo, is it, really, Billy? I mean, Toobie-Doo.
Toobie-Doo.
He may as well be called freaking Scooby-Doo. Raggy?
Toobie-Dooby-Doo. La, 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 la.
So, in terms of like stature, 6'2.5", I don't know why every single player on this website it's got the half bit. It's nobody is like. It's weird. So I would imagine he's 6'3", right-footed, only 23 years old. So is he? Yeah, he is qualified for the French national team. So on modest wages at 22,000 euros. But the contract
Whoa, hold on a second. Richard, I am going to hunt you down and punch you in the middle of the face, you moron. He's tried to come back. There you go. What a bloke Richard is, guys. Considering his name's short is Dick. Minute Dick. You absolute prick. Anyway, carry on, Alex.
Anyway, so Jean-Claude has got quite a long contract. I'm pretty sure this is the same as Murphy. I think Murphy's got till 2027 as well. So, yeah, we'd have to pay to get him out of this long contract at Nice. But he's on modest wages, so it would be very, very affordable. It would be a case of who else is going to go in for him. But at the moment, Arsenal, Man City have got loads of defenders. So have Manchester United. It depends what they do with Maguire. So it's not too bad at the moment. I think we'd be one of the better teams going in for a centre half. So we'll scroll and have a little look. 2,500 minutes in Ligue 1 with loads of Conference League minutes. Actually, 800 is a lot for a season.
Look at his birthday. Fucked his parents' millennium night up. Go back to it, Alex.
What, December the 30th? Yeah.
1999.
Oh, God, yeah. They didn't
wow.
did they?
Yeah, certainly didn't.
Yeah, so passing statistics are lovely. 69 passes attempted per 90, which is great. 88% pass completion. You got to remember this is in a Nice team as well. So to be attempting so many passes and being, having so much of the ball and doing so much with it in the Nice team. Again, this isn't PSG. So the further down the actual table you go, the less likely you're going to have higher possession. You're not going to be passing as much. So this is really, really tidy. Progressive passes is a really important one here. We get a lot of penetrative passes from Botman. So having 5 per 90 from this lad is in the 91st first percentile. That is extremely high. Successful take-ons as well. It's a feature we do like in our centre halves. Cher being able to step into midfield, maybe beat one man and then release somebody. That's how we've actually scored quite a lot of goals recently. Is he will step, 3 or 4 steps forward, beat one person, look up, play a long ball, or play a flat ball, and it's perfect. So we want centre halves in that mould. It's brilliant. Tackles is really, really high as well for a centre half at 2.41. And who have we got comparison-wise? Romero, Lisandro Martinez, Upamecano. So some really, really decent centre-halves he's being compared with at the moment. Obviously, I understand Tottenham defensively are a joke, but I would probably say Romero is one of the higher-regarded defenders in that team. So, yeah, even Tapsoba as well. I think we've reviewed him before. I know Paul likes his Leverkusen. So, yeah, really, really tidy here. And you can see there's a bit of a theme because I think we got linked with Tim Ream at some point. So you can definitely see that the club are looking through statistical scouting lists. Like it's definitely a thing that happens. So here he is on SofaScore. Let's press the little button.
Some heat map, Christ.
It is a crazy heat map.
Holy cow.
He covers all the ground.
Unless he's 48 stone and he stands in one place and covers all that ground.
He may have fallen in a volcano, Billy. I mean,
Looks
Jesus.
like it, yeah.
I mean, that's some hot lava going on right there.
That's immense.
SofaScore seems to think he's got a bit of a discipline issue and error proneness. I haven't seen that in his game, but again, I've only watched Nice like twice this season. I don't watch that much French football. I watch a little bit of it. I've made an effort to watch more of it after we ended up getting Bruno from Lyon. It's there's some good players in France. Obviously, we were looking at Ekitike and a load of players. So let's have a look at his most recent game against Clermont. Scroll up and have a look at that game. Hey, Kasper Schmeichel is his goalkeeper. That's funny. So they got Dante as the centre back. So here he is in a back four.
They love the biscuits there, you know.
And they've also got our little linked player, Kefren Thuram as well, the midfielder. So
William Shakespeare right back.
Shakespeare right back. The heat map reflects the top one you saw for the season. Scroll down and have a look. A couple of interceptions, a couple of tackles in this game. Reasonably very competent in his duels. And then if we get down to the key parts of this is the passing for the centre half. We want a ball playing defender. 75 passes. This is a lot. This is like normally we see Trippier get the ball around 100 times in a match. So this is enormous. They obviously use this guy as part of their build-up. He's very competent on the ball. If in doubt, give it to this kid. And the fact that he's got so much responsibility as well at 23 is testament. So that is a monstrous amount of passes and touches for a game. 7 out of 5 long balls as well is brilliant. He even managed a successful cross. So he's getting pretty much the same as Trippier per game. And he's only crossed him once. He even had a shot. So we've got a Conference League game. They lost against Basel. Never mind.
Basel, Alex. Basel is a spice. Unfortunately, Basel is yeah.
My bad.
It's more herb, actually.
Castore. Yeah, well, all right, Billy. It's a herb, yes.
So they've obviously changed formations in this game, but even though they've gone to a back three, he is the guy that is in the centre of that, and that would presumably be for a reason. Again, the heat map is monstrous. That is rather aggressive for a heat map for a centre half.
Although he could be covering for that centre midfield player that just gets injured a lot.
Potentially, yeah. He lost all of his ground duels, which is he's 23. Must have been a tough game. I mean, they lost it to be fair, but he won all of his aerial duels.
He must have had an injury somewhere, Alex.
10 for me.
Yeah.
But, if it lets me scroll down. But if we have a look at how much he was involved, 101 touches. Again, his passes, 87%, 84 out of 97 passes is monstrously high. 5 accurate long balls as well is decent. So they trust this lad despite his age. They involve him in build-up. They give him the ball. He seems like a bit of a mountain, and he is still young. So, yeah, it's a really nice little link. There's been a lot of people who play Football Manager and people who like stats know of this guy, and now it's nice to be linked to him because he is. He does look like he could be one of the next sort of tidy centre backs at the top level, and we do need one of them unless we're gonna, promote Jamal.
Did I see French caps on that match list there, Alex? I'm sure I did. I think he's played for France, has he?
Let me bring up his transfer marked. One sec.
I'm sure there's a couple of French games that he was involved in there. On that.
Yeah. Spell. So he's got dual nationality with KN and France. He's not been capped for France yet. I don't know if that would mean there would be an issue visa-wise, work permit-wise. He's played for France at the youth levels internationally, so he's got 5 caps for the U20s and 1 cap for the U21s. He's only just had his contract extended as well. That got extended in November last year, so sort of a few months into the season, which is a bit odd. Probably just before they broke up. Yeah, it looks like it was just before they broke up for the World Cup. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. There's a lot of market values around 30 million. But I think it could be... That makes sense. I mean, we got Botman for 37, but I still think that was a steal. I think he could be a 30, 40 million sort of pound centre-half. Unfortunately for us, there isn't going to be as much competition probably as there was for some of the others floating around last season.
Alex, 2 seconds. Mods, can we get rid of Richard, please? Because if we don't, I'm going to get severely angry and I'm going to hunt him down. There's banter and there's bringing my fiance into it, you cheeky little bastard. Now go and fuck yourself. Seriously, do not bring my fiance into anything. You coward little keyboard warrior. Please get rid of him, Mods, or I'm going to blow me nut with him. He's an absolute dickhead. Do not bring my fiance into that, you scumbag.
Bye, Richard.
See you, Dick.
Everybody say bye to Richard.
Do a Murphy wave.
I hope I never bump into him, because I tell you what.
So, John Clare, what do we think, guys?
Yes, for me.
Gene Clare? Yes, very much so. Good player. I've seen him.
I like him. I think he's a very, very talented player and can do a lot for us. Jack?
Yeah, I think he's looks a very tidy defender and a very a good young defender as well, which would be brilliant in the upcoming years. So yeah, it'd be nice to have another young centre back as well to grow with the club as well. So yeah, I'd say yeah.
Yeah. Right. Have you got one more, Alex?
I can do if you give me 30 seconds. I need to go and get my notepad from the other room with all my other stuff on it.
Well, we can save it. We can save it, Alex.
We can save it. I do have about 4 or 5 players, so
yeah.
Instead of tacking him on here, we can just put him in a full transfer show. Yeah,
we'll have a we'll do one next week anyway. So yeah. Right, there you go, guys. A little bit of an addition to the show there with a player that's been linked. But as Alex said, we've got quite a few more sitting there as well. So we will have a good transfer show for everybody. But tomorrow is, of course, the main one. Join Billy from 1:30 for a 2 o'clock kickoff. He'll bring you half an hour build up to the game, including all the team news, etc. And all your thoughts on the game coming up and things like that, which should be absolutely fantastic. Billy does a great job with the home commentaries. So join him, give him your support, guys. Before we go, let's take a look at the subscriber count and see what we need.
Might be one down from the last time we did it.
Yeah, we'll be one down now.
No, we're 18 away. We're 18 away.
So we seem to get loads in the watch long, so it will be definitely tomorrow.
It'll happen over this weekend, definitely. So it's going to be absolutely superb. But thank you, everybody, for your super chats and your new memberships. I really, really do appreciate that. Before you go, don't forget, if you haven't already, smash that like button for us. It keeps us up there with YouTube algorithms and things like that. So please do that. And of course, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as well. Come and join this amazing community that we have on here now that Richard's gone, and have a bit of banter with everybody on here as well. And the notification bell, which will let you know when we go live, we upload, or we schedule in any live shows, of course. You can become a member of the Toon Review if you hit that join button just underneath the video. If you are on iOS, you will have to go across to a desktop version of YouTube for some reason, and you'll be able to see the join button from there. Catch us on all our socials as well. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. And we do, of course, have the Discord server as well, which is becoming very, very popular. That's it. Join Billy tomorrow. We'll be back for the review at some point as well. I am going to try and do a match day vlog tomorrow, so that'll be up on the channel tomorrow night, as well as my instant reaction. So lots coming up on the Toon Review tomorrow, and hopefully another 3 points for the Toon. But in the meantime, guys, have an absolutely incredible weekend, whatever you're doing tomorrow, and we'll see you soon. Take care.
How are the
lads
lads?
and lasses? Bring it home.